Hello and welcome. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about no such thing as a bad entry, only a bad exit. And we're also going to talk about day trading, how to trade to make more money with spending less time at your screens. So what you've got in front of you is this program of Trade Easily. Let me just. No such thing as a bad entry, only a bad exit. And what's going to talk about day trading? It's better. And so we're going to talk about Scalper School and the 4-hour program and trading less and making more money. So I'm also going to talk about modern day strategies. So let's talk about trading less and making more money. This is my Dow on the 10-minute chart. You can see we experienced quite a lot of chop today as we've seen this sweep down yesterday, and now we're scooping this up today. I'll talk about this line another time. Hi Andy, just talking about day trading. So I'm not tomorrow night is the usual stock review. So if you want to sit and listen about day trading, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, actually, a bit later on, we could just zip through some stocks. But anyway, trading less time at your screens and making more money. So I just need to, yeah, hi. So, like I said, this is my Dow. These are key levels that I'm looking at here. That's a key level yesterday. That's a key level for intraday. And so I've been buying. I started shorting this, and the shorts didn't work. So I flipped it. I started buying, and I have been buying on the move to the upside here. Okay, so let's just look at the basic system. So if we range off the first 10-minute range, that's the high and low of the first 10-minute range. We triggered short, took the short, it didn't work, so flipped it, took this move to the upside and took it off resistance, and I've just been buying these dips to try and get up to that 538. We look as if that is achievable. Okay, so a couple of trades. So not spending a whole heap of my time. I'm not trading, not jumping in and out of these trades. I'm simply just looking for simple moves and looking to make my money and close them off and move away. So let me just clean this chart up a second. Let's look at traded gold a lot today, and US dollar, Aussie US dollar. Let's look at gold. So basically been just moving in and out of this a couple of times. I'm not, like I said, I'm not looking for little moves here and there. I'm looking for overall trends. You can see that we were capped in this area overnight. Similar story, we leapt up here. I don't actually trade off, I very rarely have a 10-minute chart up in the open. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the open range and I get completely from time frame, and then making looking for where that market's going to break. So I'll come to that in kind of a bit more detail in a minute. So this was yesterday. So we had a big leap up into about 9.21 yesterday. Pulled all the way back overnight. Got a little lift into London, which I took, and then I started buying back in the US. This is all documented in my trading room, in my alert system. So, yeah, I got, let me think, I got that move and that move. So I got that slice and took it off. What I am holding is this. This is, now the reason why I like this one is because if you look at the 3-hour chart, you've got a huge amount of support down there from 25th September. Gold's moving, so it stands to reason one of the ways you can trade gold is to buy Aussie. And we've actually got a gap, a little bit of a gap fill up there at 72.80. So it looks as if we could get up to that. So we're in this sort of box play, short-term box play. We came into the box, well, initially we came in back here in July. Spent August, or the back end of August, early part of September up here. Broke down fairly swiftly, and then ever since we've been down here, the dips have been been bought. We've had our one dip to the upside, three-wave move to the downside. We've not tested this main 70 support. We have been about 70.20. We're currently 70.65. So just looking to see. I actually think we can go at least back to 75. Got a couple of other issues around it. The fact, yeah, they're neighbours to China, do a lot of trade, commodity trading, etc. with China. China is doing extremely well. They're ahead of the rest of us coming out of this pandemic demand shock. They're ahead of us, and they're ahead of us on the pandemic and in terms of trade. So Aussies being neighbours, I think they can benefit. Lovely commodity currency anyway, so it stands to reason all the commodity trading I've been doing, yeah, they started it. All it stands to reason all the commodity trading I do, it stands to reason that I would want to buy a commodity related currency pair. Okay, so that's a couple of trades today. So I've been involved in the Dow, the gold, and the Aussie. So good day. And obviously this Dow is potentially could break out. Election in 2 weeks, 2 weeks today. If the Nancy Pelosi, I think I just did an interview this afternoon, I suspect she's gone on record saying that they are desperately trying to meet the deadline for the additional support before the election, their version of furlough. So that's given the market a bit of a lift. It's going to knock into a lot of resistance. So I don't think it's going to bust up. I think we're going to get very rocky until we get 2 weeks out of the way, and then we'll potentially get some clear direction. One thing we're seeing is, we're coming up on low volume. That's always a bad sign. In fact, the whole of this trip up here is not massive volume. Hardly surprising we dipped, looking at the way in which that volume was going. To really, you can see on that lift up there, we had hardly any red bars, but an increase in volume down there. So that's convergent, and this move up here was divergent,
and saw the subsequent dip down. Okay, so let's have a look at the DAX. Let's go back to the 10-minute chart. You've got to be, yeah, once you get a big move like this, obviously this forms, that means you inevitably end up with a lot of overhang, and that 500 is a massive overhang which we just about tested, breached and come off. Right, so if we go back to this is the reason why I don't trade the DAX that often. The DAX is really trapped in a very tight range at the moment, so this is really not a very profitable vehicle instrument to trade. So we've been in this one since well, oh, this is a 10-minute chart, isn't it? Sorry, let me go back to the 3-hour chart. Yeah, look at the 3-hour chart. This range is accentuated. So that's roughly the kind of range that one's in, 12.3 to 13.3. So it's a 1,000 pip range, and we're in the middle of it. We're just shifting around inside the middle of that. Okay, so so I pick my day trading vehicles. I just look for momentum, and if markets get range bound like this one, then I just walk away and leave it. Otherwise, I'm going to end up potentially giving away profits if I get caught up in a range bound market. Whereas something that's I was going to say this is better. At least we've had some volatility. Once we came out of here, we had a nice push, but this isn't great. I've just been selling the highs on this one. Anyway, so that's day trading, and so, but within these, I have a very, very specific strategy for measuring the open range. Let's go back to the Dow. Measuring the open range, and I've got an anchor system that helps me depict where the momentum is at the open and where I should be. And the advantage of a day trader is if you are one side of the trade, it doesn't work, you can flip it and go to the other one, go to the other side. Okay, so because of the increase in volatility at the moment, I tend to start trading very low leverage and then increase the leverage once I've got a confirmation of the direction. One thing that I had marked off today was this support under here, this 3-way support, because I realized, well, one of my favorite chart patterns is if we do break out of that sort of pattern, then that generally gives you a lot of momentum to the upside and gives you option to trade it. So for those of you who are viewing this on YouTube, etc., then so the system, it's about a system. You cannot day trade without a system. Too many people go in and out of this market and open an account, stick some money in it, and wonder why they lose it. If you have not got a system, you will not make money. And like I start off by saying, if you can trade less and make more, well, that's because if you've got a system in operation and your system isn't triggered, you can walk away and leave it. If your system is triggered, then you know to focus on that market and to trade any pullbacks once the system triggers. So the strategies are around gaps. We have 3 gap strategies. Now you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 strategies there. Now we don't sit there trading 4 strategies. We wait and see with the anchor system what is more likely to occur. In other words, if we're going to get a breakout, then that's one complete strategy that we will focus on if the anchor system tells us that. If we get a gap strategy, you know, if the intraday gap is some way off, then we will trade that accordingly to our strategy. So the gap strategy kicks in and we will focus on that one. And intraday reversals, that's a completely different setup as well. So these are 3 different setups for 3 different environments that you may find in any one day. Sometimes you will combine 2 of these, but on the whole you focus on one strategy and you stick to that and make the most of that. So with the system, the anchor comes in, plays a major role in the decisions we make and the strategy we employ, and then so that operates in the live trading room. So all those happen in the live trading room, and then once the live trading room is closed, it's into the alerts and the chat room. Chat room is for members, not for me, but I post in the alert room. All right, let's have a look at some stocks then, because it's getting to be a very interesting time. Let's just have a look. Yeah, all right, let's go to the daily chart. As you can see, this Dow daily is sitting here between this 50-day average and the 2019 highs. So we're just, as we come up to the election, we're just shuffling around this little range, and at some stage we're going to break and get a nice move. So we're not going anywhere at the moment, and of course we've got all this congestion above here at 29,200. So and volume is decreasing. So that's not a good cocktail for, you know, good decisive moves. We need to be very careful. Lots of markets are going into some sort of semi-lockdown. Right, in the meantime, let's have a look at, so method BT is stuck at 100. Well, that's fine. So we dipped into, yeah, 97. You were looking for 95. We only saw 97. So I'm very interested in this one. If you're not in this, then 98, 98.50 is a good place to get in. BP is sideways at best. Glaxo is still not doing it. Don't know. I think it's just considered to be an expensive stock. Right, banks, Lloyd's trying to perk up, holding 27. Barclays holding 104, just above. So that's doing all right. That's not bad. That looks higher. Oh, it's struggling, but overall looks as if that could pick up. Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce is a good one. Yeah, got some really good volatility. We're potentially in a wave 3 here. So we've had a wave 1 up to 245, a pullback to 175. We're here at 227 and could potentially break up to 320. Obviously, with the sort of environment we got, that may take a while. May see some further pullbacks before that's ready to go. But overall, I do think that can recover. EasyJet's picked up. That's coming off that floor of 470, so that bodes well. Kingfisher, right. Yeah, well, that's amazing. I tell you what, I tried to buy a laptop today, and two things that amaze me. A, the prices have shot up. Even simple laptops are 500 quid, but whereas I think pre-COVID, a year ago, you could pick one up for about 320, 330, I think. And B, stocks are really low. I can't get hold of the laptop. I just pick the one I want, and I can't find anybody who's got one in stock. So hardly surprising that Kingfisher and so on are doing well, if that's anything to go by. What else have we got? Let me get my little list out. So here we are. The one at INF. Let's look at INF. I meant to put this on my computer. On my yeah, I thought that's going to pop up. That, yeah, I really like that chart. That was a great close on Friday or Thursday. So from the low of 388, that's just under 440. That's really good. JD Sports. There's all that doom and gloom on the news, and yet we've got these stocks doing really well. Yeah, I'm still not a fan of that, but hey, it's going up. Yeah, it's doing well. And what else have I got? I've got the other one I liked was GFM. That's a minor, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, with this oil price perking up, not doing much this week. God, incredibly low volume. Melrose, yeah, is that MRO? Yeah, the stocks are having a really good week. Well, the country's going to, big parts of the country going into lockdown, and yet everything is so right into a lot of resistance up there. So it's a very familiar pattern. The sort of ugliness of yesterday was had been bought up. So very follow through from that Thursday, Friday moves we had. Centrica is flat. Britvic, that's had a pop, hasn't it? Look at that. We looked quite sad last Thursday. I'm guessing that's results. Is that results? It's left a gap, so I would have thought that might be able to come back and fill that. So I wouldn't rush into that. I would try and wait for a pullback on that one. Okay, listen, markets, I'm going to get back to markets because they are doing really well. Any particular stocks you're looking at the moment? Any other stocks? Just BT, okay. Yeah, well, BT, like a lot of other, you missed the drop. Yeah, you said, when you said 95, I thought, you could be right, but I thought 95 was a bit optimistic. That was below my pink zone. My pink zone had 97, 98 on it. So yeah, quite a lot of green on my lists. So markets are doing well. Right, okay. Join me tomorrow. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, and then we'll do a proper review, and we'll see how we'll have seen how today pans out. Right, see you then.